Today we're checking out Gideon Jura for Oathbreaker and seeing what kind of signature spell might pair best with him. For 3 white, he starts at 6 loyalty. +2, during target opponent's next turn, creatures that player controls attack Gideon Jura if able. -2, destroy target tapped creature. 0, until end of turn, Gideon Jura becomes a 6/6 human soldier creature that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Now, 6 loyalty is really good starting loyalty for this guy, especially with a +2. I love the idea of plussing him up to 8 right away, but that +2, I don't know what to think about that. That's a weird one. I think ideally we need a signature spell that works well with that. I guess a fog is an option, something like Ethereal Haze or Holy Day, but there's also Repel the Abominable, prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by non-human sources, and Gideon is a human, so in some cases you can do it when you're attacking. Teferi's Protection is kind of like a super fog. For 3 mana, until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Alright, any of those sound kind of synergistic with what Gideon's doing, but it's not actually getting you closer towards winning. It's not furthering your game plan or destroying their board state or progressing yours. So how about a signature spell that destroys or exiles target attacking creatures since you're forcing them to attack? Condemn is a nice low mana one, but I really like Settle the Wreckage. For 4 mana, it's an instant that exiles all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search their library for that many basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Here's one of my longtime favorite pet cards, Comeuppance, an instant for 4 mana. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. If damage from a non-creature source is prevented that way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to the source's controller. I also think that these are worth a mention, cards that can get rid of an attacker by convoking. That means you can convoke away the mana cost, so maybe you can use it even the same turn cycle you drop Gideon if you don't have any mana. You can even convoke away the tax if you have enough creatures, which probably won't come up, but it is a cool thing you can do. Gideon's Triumph is an instant for 2. Target opponent sacrifices a creature that attacked or blocked this turn. If you control a Gideon Planeswalker, that player sacrifices 2 of those creatures instead. This card seems like the best mix of flavor and function for signature spell. There's a few more Gideon spells or spells that have Gideon on them, and they're okay, but they don't seem to mesh with the deck very well. Here's a 0 mana option I really like for this deck. Flawless Maneuver, an instant for 3, but if you control a commander, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, so if you force them to attack with a +2, your creatures block, your creatures don't die, hopefully your creatures kill some of theirs. As your signature spell, you can cast it again next time for just the commander tax of 2, which is still a pretty good rate for this. Now, there are not many Gideon Jura Oathbreaker deck lists online, so it's not fair to say what the most popular one is when there's so few of them, but for the record, the most popular one is Path to Exile, a classic, good, low mana white removal spell. It's boring, but it's good. If you enjoyed this video, check out my channel. I've got a lot of these videos, probably well over 100 by now, matching planeswalkers to signature spells. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.